Hey, Shawanda. Happy Sunday. How you doing? Thank you for saying hello. Drop it in the chat saying, hey, Lions Pride. Hey, Shawanda. Happy to see you today. Happy Sunday to you. I hope your weekend has been a wonderful weekend. And I hope you're getting prepared for a wonderful week. A wonderful, wonderful week. Look, countdown to Christmas. What's today? The 15th? So at 10 days, 10 more days. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm good. I'm doing good today. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Trying to at least get 30 minutes this afternoon, this evening. Got the exercises done. Trying to get 30 more minutes of cardio in. But yep, it's Sunday, y'all. So listen, if you haven't gotten you some rest, you better get you some rest. Get you some rest before this work week gets started. For those of you who don't work, hey, you ain't gotta worry about it. You can go to sleep tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can stay up all night and go to bed tomorrow at 10 a.m. if you want to. But listen, you gotta work. Make sure you get you some rest. Okay? A lot of people use their Saturday, first day of the weekend, first full day of the weekend to get their shopping done, go get their nails done, their hair done. Guys, go get those haircuts. Whatever it is that you do. Go out with the kids to the football games. I think the high school football games are over because the championships, because college is pretty much over. For those of you who like football, Army-Navy played yesterday. And look, the NFL, of course, is on today. The NFL is on today. So, y'all get ready because what's coming next? The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. What you got going into the Super Bowl? I think the Eagles are going to make it. I think the Eagles are going to make it. It's time. It's time for the Eagles to make it and win it all. But you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen when it comes to sports. Football, basketball. A lot of times we can kind of figure out, or according to their season so far, we know, or we think we know who's going to win. In a lot of cases, we're right. But in a lot of cases, we're wrong. So, look, I think this time, I think the Eagles are in it, and they're going to win it. I think. I hope. I hope. So if you guys are into the NFL, if you're into football on the NFL level, who's your team? Who's your team? And at this point, we kind of know who probably, we know a lot of the ones that won't be even thinking about the Super Bowl, right? So as far as where we are right now in football season, who do you think the top two will be? Who do you think will battle it out for the Super Bowl? Who do you like? Who do you want? Is your team, do you think your team is going to have an opportunity to play in and win the Super Bowl? Do you? Y'all look at the legs move, watch the legs move. Hopefully watching my legs move, watching my feet move will motivate you and encourage you to get up and move. And if you move enough already, listen, It's never enough. Keep moving. Keep moving. It's never enough. Keep moving. Keep moving those feet, those legs, those arms. All right? Walk, walk, walk. Skip, skip, skip. Jog. And run. Take off and run. Right? Just like we teach the babies. First you gotta crawl, then you gotta walk. Right? Then you take off and run. The skipping and hopping and all that stuff. Listen, once you'll bypass that. You'll do that as you're learning to walk. That'll come as you're learning to walk. Hey, Betty. Hey, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and more. Hello, just hanging out here while cleaning up. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love you running. Aren't you live, Betty? Are you still live? Because when I came outside, well, right before I came outside, you were live. And I had you running. So I left you running on my laptop. I saw that German potato salad that you made, and it looks like it's good. Okay? It looks like it's good. I've had it before. I've never made it before, but I've had it before in a restaurant, and it was good. It was good. I like it. So I have never made it, but watching you made it was relaxing. Did I say watching you made it? Watching you make it was relaxing. Watching you make that eggnog pie, relaxing. So yep, I was watching you as you cook those pork chops. You use those panko bread crumbs. Panko. I said panko. Panko. I think that's the right pronunciation. Panko. So y'all go over there and check out Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and more. She prepared a nice meal. I think she actually did it yesterday. I think. But listen, it wasn't hard. It wasn't long. It was a good meal, right? You know how sometimes you don't really prepare to cook that day. It was one of those type meals where you can run to the grocery store. She had pork chops, pork chops. You can run to the grocery store. They're not frozen, they're just cold enough to keep in the grocery store. Run, pick them up. You probably already got the panko breadcrumbs. If not, grab those. Listen. And make you a pie. Make you a pie like she did. Make your dessert. So she made that eggnog pie, seasonal, sprinkled that nutmeg on top. It looked good too. It looked good. So everything that she did in that video, I think that'll be her most recent upload. You guys go over there and check it out. She did German potato salad, pork chops, and made an eggnog pie. So if you're still here, Betty, let me know if I forgot something. If you're still here, let me know if I left something out. Yeah, she made all of that. And it didn't take long at all. Now, I'm sure she edited, okay? It was under 30 minutes. But even through the editing, you could tell it was easy, quick. And that's always convenient, right? Easy and quick are always conveniences. They're conveniences. They're convenient. Anytime you can prepare a meal that's quick and easy, that's convenient. And again, take a break from the restaurants. I know a lot of people do enjoy the restaurants. I enjoy the restaurants too, but I try to limit the restaurants because just think about it. I think I talked about this before. If you have two that you really like and you go to one for lunch, that's one group of people dealing with your food, handling your food. And then you go there 2 days later for an evening meal. Probably a whole new set of people handling and dealing with your food. And then you go to your second restaurant that you like maybe later in the week for brunch. That's a third group of people handling and dealing with your food. And then over the weekend you go to one of them. That's 4 different groups Not just for people, for different groups of people handling your food. So it's good to try to, you know, cook for yourself. Cook for yourself. We used to talk about that when we used to talk about ways to save money. For those who remember, we used to talk about ways to save money. And yes, these grocery stores are expensive. They're very expensive. And sometimes you do come out a little bit cheaper going to a restaurant. I'm not going to even lie to you. I'm not going to even lie to you, depending on what you're cooking or what you want to cook. Sometimes you come out a little bit cheaper if you go to the restaurant. I ain't gonna, especially if it's just you, or if it's just you and your spouse, or if it's you and a child or two. Sometimes you can come out cheaper by going to a restaurant, depending on what you want to cook, as opposed to what you go buy. Because depending on what you buy, you can sometimes bring leftovers home and eat your leftovers as a second meal. And we all know that depending on what you cook, you can meal prep with your food. You can have it for seconds. You can eat it the next day. So you just have to figure out how to maneuver. There are times where it can be more cost effective to eat out as opposed to cooking at home. Like for the holidays, for example. If you had Thanksgiving food, what a lot of people call Thanksgiving food, basically turkey ham, the dressing, the stuffing, the sweet potato pies, the candied yams, macaroni and cheese. Some people did potato salad. Some people had, chicken as well. But if you don't feel like preparing all that food because you end up with a lot of leftovers, and some people just don't like leftovers, then it may be more cost effective for you to just go to a restaurant. Maybe for Christmas. Because believe it or not, there will be some restaurants open. And if you know that you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of restaurants that'll be open for Christmas, buy it Christmas Eve. Buy it Christmas Eve. Put it in the fridge. Yeah, we all like it hot. But listen, look, you got to work with me here. You said you don't want to cook for the Christmas, right? Everything is closed on Christmas. Or the one or two restaurants that might be open might not be restaurants that you want to, eat from. Then buy it Christmas Eve, put it in the fridge, and that's your Christmas, okay? Because at the end of the day, a lot of times the holiday, it's just about celebrating the holiday. Yes, food is a part of that, but hey, if you went to whatever restaurant you wanted to go to, you have food. Right? You don't have to have a certain type of food. That's why so many people try to vary it up a little bit. They'll do seafood for Christmas. They'll do soups and chilies for Christmas, or they'll do like the traditional Thanksgiving food. And sometimes people are just like, look, I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook. I don't want to have all that food left over. Because if you're going to cook, you might as well do it big. You don't have to. You don't have to. But a lot of people do. And a lot of people, I know people complain about eating the leftover holiday food. But listen, some people don't complain at all. I don't complain at all. If I cook all that stuff for one day, you best believe I'm going to get seconds that day, and I'm going to eat the next day. All right? The second day. And then the third day, I'm going to take a break. And anything else, I might freeze it, or I might eat it one more time on the fourth day. Because most refrigerators can sustain food in the bottom area for like 3 to 5 days, depending on what the food is. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And anything else, you're gonna either trash it, or like some people do, they maybe give it to family and friends, or you freeze it. You freeze it. There's nothing wrong with freezing it. There's nothing wrong with freezing it. Freeze it, take it down next week. If you don't want that for New Year's, hey, just freeze it. I think it'll last for 3 months or so. If you cook your food and you freeze it, it'll last for about maybe 3 months. After around February, just throw it out. Throw it out. So I don't see nothing wrong with eating Thanksgiving food or Thanksgiving-like food, because that's what we call it, Thanksgiving food. The turkey, the ham, the turkey, the ham, the chicken, the dressing, the stuffing. If you eat stuffing, we do dressing around here. Okay, we do buttermilk cornbread dressing. I don't know nothing about no stuffing. I know about it, but I ain't about it. We do dressing. Well, let me tell you, you can use stuffing. We're talking about saving money as far as going to restaurants and eating out. You can do your own little cheap holiday meal preparation, especially if it's not a lot of people, or whether it's a lot of people or not. Now, I'm not fixing to make no big bowls of stuffing, because we do the cornbread and we do the dressing. But if it's just like 2 to 4 people, maybe 5, you can make a small pan of dressing. And if you don't want to do that, I don't even know how you cook stuffing. Do you cook stuffing on top of the oven? I know you can put it in the turkey and all this stuff. But listen, get you a couple of boxes of stuffing, okay? Get you a rotisserie chicken. Get you some mac and cheese. If you don't feel like buying all that cheese and going from scratch, doing like a 3 cheese, 5 cheese, and all that kind of stuff. Look, get you some cheap macaroni and cheese. Get you some extra cheese, because the cheese that's in that box, that powdered cheese or whatever that is, not going to get it. That's not going to get it. But you're still saving money. Get you some shredded cheese, or get you a block of cheese, add that to it. And get you some green beans or something, or some collard greens. Get them out of the frozen food section if you don't want to spend all day in the kitchen. And you can prepare that the day of. You can prepare that the day of. You don't have to worry about letting your cornbread stay in the refrigerator for like a day or 2. Because if you're going to make the homemade buttermilk cornbread dressing, you want to let your dressing be about 2 days old. About 2 days old. Some people will say up to 3. I say about 2 days is good. Okay? 2 days old. Then make that dressing. Look, it doesn't take long. If you have never tried making dressing, it doesn't take long. Get your cornbread prepared a couple of days before. Let it sit in there. Then the day that you're ready, go ahead and crumble it up so it'll be ready. Go ahead and crumble it up. Then the day of, you can even make dressing the day of. Have that cream, that broth, your bouillon seasoning, or whatever you're going to use. Your sage, your bell peppers, your onions. Hold on, y'all. Your bell pepper, your onions, your couple of eggs. Okay. Your pepper. Your garlic, if you use garlic. I don't put garlic in my dressing. I don't like the taste of that in my dressing. Your bell pepper, your onions, your celery, your cream of chicken. All right, your broth. You can use your own broth off of your turkey. Or if you haven't done your turkey yet, make your own broth, or get you some of those bouillon cubes. You can get broth from a lot of different ways, okay? If you want to put some chicken in it, cook you a couple of pieces of chicken. Maybe just pull out a chicken breast or 2, slice. Cook it, and throw it over in there too. Chop it up real good before you throw it over in there. It doesn't take long, because you're already going to have that oven set to about 350. Some people maybe 375. Put it in there and just let it do what it does. So, yeah, stuffing is really quick, but dressing, listen, it doesn't take long to make dressing at all. I think when people complain about cooking, some people really enjoy cooking for the holidays. They love that time of year where, you can have dressing and have these Thanksgiving type meals throughout the year. Easter, family get together, wedding, whenever. But some people, it's just that tradition for some people and their families. So it doesn't take long. Get that dressing done. A lot of people just, they don't want to fool with the turkey. But listen, if you let that turkey thaw the way it should, all you gotta do is clean that bad boy up. Clean it up, okay? Clean it up. Lather it down with some olive oil, or what I like to use, Smart Balance. Some people will use straight butter. Okay, season it real good. You can use whatever seasonings you like. It doesn't take long. It's just the thinking. I think the thinking about it is like harder than doing it. Thinking about it is harder than doing it. Now, I don't always enjoy. I enjoy it, but sometimes I'm like, ugh. When you gotta pull the turkey neck up out of there, you gotta get down in there and pull the turkey neck up out of there. You gotta pull out the giblet pouch, and if you gotta clean. See, I'm big on that cleaning. You gotta clean all up and around down in there. That's what my kids be like. Oh my God, like, I don't want to help. You gotta clean all up and down in that turkey. Clean all on the outside, because you know turkeys are like people. They be having little nicks, knacks, and bruises, and they be having little feathers you gotta pluck sometimes. Clean that bad boy up real good, get it moist and lubricated, and season it real well. And listen, throw it in the oven. Throw it in the oven, or your roaster, whatever you use to do it. Throw it in the oven. All right. If you don't want to use the oven, you don't want it to get that warm in the house, throw it in your roaster. Throw it in your roaster. And that's the bulk of the meal right there. Listen, you just did the dressing. You just did the turkey. Let somebody else do the mac and cheese. Let somebody else do the greens. Let somebody else do the green beans or the green bean casserole, if that's what you like. Or peas or whatever you're gonna have. Potato salad. But listen, if you gotta do it all on your own, that's okay. Hey, Stefan, I see you ready for Stefan. I am not. I am really not. And Sunny need to quit fronting. She knows she liked it. She knows she liked it. And Mike is just he just for the streets. He for the streets, the alleys, the byways, the highways. He for everything and everybody. I mean, who messes with their cousin's girl? Who does that? I was just done with Mike. They just make Mike so awful. They just paint him to be so awful. Who messes with their cousin's girl because they think that the cousin is locked up and they're not going to get out? So now what's going to happen when he finds out? You know they like to leave those storylines kind of, they start them, then they leave them hanging in the background while they're on the current, while they just kind of stay on the current storyline. Sometimes they'll start one and they won't go all the way with it. They leave it lingering in the background because they already got too much going on. He is making it funny. He is. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. I know you guys hear that wind brushing against, listen to the wind brush against the microphone or the telephone, okay? And maybe that can be a little ASMR for you. I know it can be annoying. I know it can be annoying, but let that be a little ASMR for the ear, okay? Hey, how y'all doing? It feels good out here today. Yeah, so let that be a little ASMR for you, okay? Eggplants. Look, and then the title was so crazy. When they had the title in there, I was like, see, they know what they were doing. Now that was some clickbait. See, they be talking about don't do clickbait on social media. Now that was some clickbait for you. And it was intentional. Why not do the clickbait? Especially when you're something like Country Wayne skits. Because you already know they're going to be full of drama. And sometimes they're going to be drama-less. Sometimes they're so boring. Like what was the I know, Stefan, let me tell you, Stefan, I said they ain't gonna fool me. They ain't getting me. When they said Mike takes Sonny some eggplant, the first thing went through my mind was like, okay, so because his grandma likes Sonny, did he think real quick, well, let me go get that? Or are they just playing with us? So you know what, Stefan? I waited a couple of hours and then I clicked on it. And of course, here's my grandma's eggplant soup. I'm like, whatever. What the freak ever? Whatever. Yeah, it was eggplant soup. But he had a little bit more than eggplant soup on his mind. He wanted to plant a little eggplant. Mike wanted to plant a little eggplant. Mike needs to slow his roll, okay? He needs to slow his roll. Mike, since breaking up with Shayla, then Dominique turning him down, Mike done had himself a threesome. Yes, she won. Stefan. Yes, she did. I think she's trying to stick to the girl code. Or, let me tell you something. It ain't no such thing as girl code. It should be. And bro code used to exist, but bro code don't exist no more. That's why they ain't let Mike stand by with Arby. If you catch this live replay, let me know. Do you really feel like the bro code exists? Still exists? Do you feel like the sis code, the sister code still exists? Do you feel like the brother code still exists? First of all, them folks ain't your brother and they ain't your sister. So why y'all acting like that code exists? The friend code. Do you feel like the friend code? Because see, to me, bro code is different from friend code. Bro can just be somebody that you hang out with in the neighborhood. Bro code could be somebody that y'all link up every now and again and shoot ball with a group. You know, sis code, the people throw the word sis around so freely these days. It could be just a group of like-minded people who hang out together from time to time. But as far as like a true friend, now there should be a code, okay? But listen, there's no longer a friend code for a lot of people. I won't say for everybody. Some people do still have standards that they stand by, okay? But this bro code stuff, as far as like, that's your homie, you're not gonna deal with his girl or his ex, that don't exist anymore. As far as the sis code, you're not gonna deal with her ex, your sis's ex, that don't. The bro code and the sis code, they don't exist. I don't say that they don't complete, that they're all the way gone, but for a lot of people, that don't exist. Mike couldn't even stay away from his own cousin's girl. And then Mike made the excuse that the man was locked up. I'm like, he's locked up, Mike, but damn, you got... And Mike didn't have no, like, qualms about it. It was like, well, he ain't getting out for a while. Then you go with your cousin and he goes and knocks somebody out. Stefan, look, did you see my comment when I said Mike's cousin is gonna pull a Mike on Mike? You remember how Mike had Rashad looking? Remember how Mike came out on top with Rashad? He better get them hands ready because his cousin ain't gonna be playing. And his cousin shorter too. He gonna be going for he gonna really try to go at Mike. Because he's shorter, Mike is bigger. But that dude looks strong. He looks strong. And I honestly think that Mike can handle him. But see, Mike gonna be too busy talking about, hold up, cuz. And cuz gonna be going to work. Yep, he is. He bigger than his cousin. But his cousin is got that prison experience. And his cousin is like, look, he's strong in more ways than one right now. You know, he's strong in more ways than one right now, Stefan. So I honestly think that Mike could handle his cousin. But then again, with the way that dude was laying out, I think that cousin got some powerful fists. Okay, I think the cousin got some powerful fists. Y'all, I think that cousin got some powerful fists. He been to jail, but he hadn't been to prison though, I don't think. Not Mikey, Ralphie went to prison. Ralphie's been to prison. But Mike is a street dude, so even though he's kind of cuddly, you know, and like a teddy bear with the women. I think Mike gonna handle his business with his cousin. But at the same time, I don't think Mike wants it to go there. You see how Mike was looking? You see how Mike was looking? Mike was looking like, man, I ain't even trying to go here. And Kendrick had me like crying, laughing. Kendrick was like, man, you on your own with this one. I don't even think Kendrick would try to break it up. I don't think Kendrick would try to break it up. Because I just got a feeling that um, I just got, you know what? I don't know because every fight that they've shown, nobody really broke it up that I can remember recently. Because remember when Diesel was having his flashback, or he was not his flashback, but when he was telling us what happened with him and the guy, the lady's husband, the lady that he cheated on his wife with, right? And they had that little altercation, and the man grabbed Diesel. Boy, we thought Diesel was about to handle business, and we don't really know. Just because Diesel ended up on the ground don't mean he didn't handle business, but it does really make it look like it. And so nobody broke that up. I guess once he knocked Diesel down, it was over. It's like, okay, this ain't no fight for me no more. And so then with Mike and his cousin, they was even scared to break it up. They was even scared to hold him back. Mike ain't crazy. You know, that's probably the cousin that he was bigger than you growing up, and now you're bigger than him. So Mike is bigger than him, but I really don't think that he can. I really think the cousin. I don't know the cousin like he about that life. That cousin look like he about that life. That's why Grandpa said we don't need more inmates. I know. I know. I know. Ralphie went to prison. This cousin, I can't even remember what his name is. He's been in prison, and Mike's been in jail. But I don't think Mike's been in prison. I think Mike can handle his own because, like I said, I think he's like a street dude or whatever. But I don't know. His cousin look like that Mike Tyson type of street dude. He might not have the height, but I think he got the power. Thank you, Stefan. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. Keep it up, keep it up. Thank you for the motivation. That is what helps to motivate people. Mad Dog No Good sent me one last time. I appreciate her. And Stefan, bro, you know I always appreciate you for always supporting. You always support, and I appreciate that. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. So, you know, a lot of times people will say thank you, and I think and believe that they mean it. But I'm just letting you know that I truly, truly, truly do appreciate that. Thank you so much for always supporting, always showing up, and always being in the live and giving me more conversation because, you know, that country Wayne stuff. Stefan, look, we could talk all day about that, just me and you. Because they make us so mad. Like, they make us so mad. And y'all know what the purpose of this walk and talk is, right? Remember, walking and talking. Cardiovascular, aerobic fitness, endurance, health, okay? Your health and fitness are your wealth. Your health and your fitness are your wealth. So you guys, I hope that you are watching the legs move. I hope that you have moved for 30 minutes consistently today. And I hope that you do that each and every day. And it's okay if you miss a day or two. You know, there's nothing wrong with cardiovascular activity 7 days a week. But some people, they've met their goal or they just don't want to do that. 5 is enough for them. And that's great. Because if they miss a day or two, they've at least done 3. And I think 3 is the bare minimum, okay? The bare minimum, just for 30 minutes. If you can get on social media platforms for hours, you can get up and move for 30 minutes and keep moving. Keep those legs moving, okay? Put a little switch in your walk, get that waist, work out on the waist a little bit, move those arms. You know, whether weight loss is your goal or just plain old overall fitness, mental health, emotional health, all of it is about your health. Your health is your wealth. And as always, professional and personalized disclaimer. Don't do anything that you see me do or say over here without doing your research. First and foremost, because over here is for entertainment, educational, informational purposes only. We're dropping nuggets for you guys to pick those nuggets up. You guys drop nuggets in the chat. I pick them up and we go and we do what? We research. We research and we use reputable sources when we do our research, right? That's what we're supposed to do. We take that research and we go to our next doctor's appointment and we say, hey, doctor, look, what you think about this? Some doctors will agree with some of the research. Some doctors won't because, see, what we have to remember is that doctors aren't researchers. Some of them are. But a lot of doctors, like your family practitioners and things like that, look, they just went to med school. They learned and researched things that they had to pass school. And they've gotten that on-the-job experience, right? But we have some people who specialize in research. So a lot of the times, the things that you look up, your doctor may not even kind of stand by it. So it's up to you to figure out what's good for you, what works right with your fitness level, your health level, the things that you're doing right now, the medications that you take, okay? And you guys make that decision as a team, be it your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, your specialty doctors, your dietitians, your nutritionists. You guys are a team. I tell you every day that you guys are a team. That's your healthcare team. They are a circle. They form a circle around you. They create the atom, and you are the nucleus. You're the most important part of that team. So just be open. Tell them what you want to do. See if it's okay for you to do it. And you guys get started, okay? They will come up. They will formulate you a plan, a routine, a regimen, okay? And try to make that your lifestyle. Try to make that your health and fitness lifestyle, because your health and your fitness are your wealth. All right. Now that is the political part of this Let's Walk and Talk in Lines Pride. Now back to the Country Wayne commentary, okay? Stephon, 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 you done turned me into a Country Wayne commentary. You done turned me into a Country Wayne commentary channel. Yes, we can. LA trip, bro, and Wayne going to, oh, he done invited Shady Shayla. Anthony is like out of his mind. Anthony is out of his mind. I'm like, what is he thinking? Like, Rolanda is already on to you. Rolanda already knows what's up. Then you got the human lie detector, Wayne. Come on, Anthony. So, and then you're going to have Shayla there whining and crying because, see, the whole thing is like somebody in the comments said, he put his foot in his mouth. He told Ro and Wayne, let's go back and hang out and get, that camaraderie back that we used to have. So they're going to be, when business is over, of course, they're not going to be looking to hang out with him every single second. But when business is over, they're going to look to hang out a little bit. And when that happens, Shayla's going to be mad because she's not going to be able to go. So Shayla is going to be somewhere in a hotel while he's at Wayne's house with Wayne and Ro. And she already threw out a comment about Ro in the past. So, Shady Shayla, see there? And I don't even know what to call Anthony. Asinine Anthony and Shady Shayla. Okay? Asinine Andy. I said Andy. Asinine Anthony and Shady Shayla. Now y'all ain't gonna be able to get that little time like y'all thought. Y'all might get some time, but not like y'all thought. And then he hooked Amber up the other day. I hope she does, Stephon, because I'm just so tired of it. It's like I don't even click on them so fast. What I do now, like Erica and DC. I saw DC over there accusing Erica. I knew he was gonna do that. I knew he was gonna do it. That girl took that pill. See, he's gonna really be mad when he finds out she took that pill, those pills. He's gonna owe Erica an apology. He's not gonna apologize, but he's gonna go over there looking for sympathy. He's gonna go over there looking for sympathy. Like, I hope Amber pops up, but guess what, Stephon? If she pops up, they're not gonna let him get caught. The babies are about to be half a year old. This is crazy. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of them. Country Wayne writers, Amber, if you are writing this, listen to me, girl. You will still have a job if you do the exposure, the great exposure, okay? You'll still have a job. Because as we have seen, you can drag something out for an eternity. So go ahead and get the exposing of Shayla and Anthony over with, girl. We're tired of it. At this point, it's torture. It's torture. Yeah, Stephon, at this point, it's just torture. I'm like, this supposed to be like a little soap opera skits. It's stuff on The Young, the Restless, and the Bold and Beautiful that's been exposed within the time all this mess started. They'll be in college. Yeah. They'll be in college fighting over the same girl before they even find out that they're brothers. And yes, David is not his biological brother, but Anthony said that he does love the little baby. So they're going to end up being brothers. And did you see, Shady Shayla, the way she looked, the expression on her face when Anthony said he loved that baby? I can't stand her. I know it's a skit, but I cannot stand her. And you know what? If Amber is writing the skits, Amber is writing you to be very, very dislike Shayla. It's like Shayla's to the point of no return as far as likability. Now there are the type of women that like that. They probably rooting Shayla on. I have seen someone in the comments. They rooting her on. They let you know the type of women that's rooting her on, what they'll do, right? But Even some of the women who take up for her sometimes, they want it to be exposed because they would expose it. You know, a mean person, a mean person can't wait to say, that's why I got a baby with your husband. That's why I got a baby with your husband. A mean person can't wait to say that. A mean girl, a mean woman, she can't wait to say, I got a baby with your husband. So I'm like, can y'all get this exposure done? Because Amber, I mean, we don't like Shayla. If that was the goal, we don't like Shayla, okay? It's like that was her goal, to get people not to like Shayla. Amber, listen, we don't like Shayla. But at the same time, we don't like you now because you're too dingy. At the same time, we don't like her either because she's too dingy. Like, girl, come on. Write this story. Get this over with. She is too dingy. I'm telling you, Tyler Perry or whoever you're looking for to call you, and maybe she's just going to be stuck doing Country Wayne skits, writing Country Wayne skits, but whoever you're looking for, and you're looking for that call from Hollywood, whether it's Tyler or whoever, they ain't calling when they look at that body of work. And see, that'll be the first, you know what, if somebody did call her to help write a sitcom or something like that, they're going to be like, well, okay, you know how to develop a story, but you don't know how to finish it. Like, you don't know how to wrap it up. We're looking for someone who knows how to develop, who knows how to come up with an idea, formulate an idea, get the storyline started, have the storyline, have some ups and downs, some ins and outs, some good, some bad, some things to go on, but wrap it up. She's not good at wrapping up the storyline. I'm not saying that's right. They're not gonna hire you. They're gonna look at your body of work. Cause now she may have directed or written some other stuff. Cause the only time I started hearing that she does is when it's during all of this. So I don't know how those people know. You know, people do interviews and stuff on other social media platforms and stuff. So they probably seen that she writes this storyline somewhere. Cause I've seen a few people say it. And sometimes a person will say something that just catches on. It might not even be true. Amber might not even be writing. But if she is, she's not doing herself any favors. That's why I look more at Mike. Yeah, that's why I look more at Mike too. Because like you said, his are funny. They're funny. It's like, I think Country Wayne, like, he likes to have a message in his stuff. But you know, he's not doing a lot of the writing now, whatever. But still, I think that, you know, they know that he likes to have a message in his stuff. And so with Mike, I think the message is, especially coming from Country Wayne, if you want to think of it from his perspective, don't be out here wilding over these women. Because the one thing about Wayne, you have seen him wine and dine. You have seen all the kids that he has created. But the one thing he has not done is falling head over heels in love with anybody. He hasn't, I don't think, like, I really do think Shayla breaking up with Mike kind of got him wilding a little bit. A little bit. I think Mike is like that anyway. Because I'm like, all of them have been with everybody. Mike, Anthony, and Wayne have been with Ro. Mike, Anthony, and Wayne have been with Amber. Okay, Shayla hasn't been, she's only been with Mike and Arby. Well, that's because that's Wayne's brother. But hey, Shayla's been with Arby, Mike, and Anthony. It's like, it's just getting to the point of like, I think Wayne is not, and he needs to talk to them. Like, he sees what's going on. He's still there. Like, wrap this stuff up. And maybe he feels like that's a money maker. I don't know. I don't know the connections that they really have off the thing or whatever, but he needs to like say, hey, look, Amber, we need to wrap this up. Even if the storyline with Bethany and Chase, you know, it moves along. Yeah, everyone take turns. Exactly. I'm like, Ro done been with Malachi. And I don't understand why Malachi is so cool with Mike, but he can't stand Anthony. And he all right with Wayne. You know, he's all right with Wayne. Because Wayne was going to give her away. So he's cool with Wayne. He's okay with Mike. But he cannot stand Anthony. It's like something about, he always, you know, he a colorist. He always bringing up Anthony's light skin. That light skinned boy. He always saying that light skinned boy. Hello. He always saying that light skinned boy. And I'm like, Malachi, okay. He and Mike are about the same complexion. They're both a little bit lighter than Wayne, and Anthony is lighter than them. But he has got a hang up about Anthony's complexion. Ro been with Mike, Wayne, and Anthony. I know. Look, they be loving on Ro. Those young men love Ro. Ro does look good. And when they are together, it seems like it's something about her that they just, I don't know. I won't even say they're looking for a mother figure because it's like they be loving her. They be loving her. Did you see how when Wayne was cracking her and Anthony the other day when they were talking about going to LA and he was like, you still like Anthony, you still like Anthony. And Anthony was looking like, did you see the look in his eyes? Man, look, let me tell you, Ro got that fire. I know. Well, that's true. That is true. Because it's like, but I don't know. He did. But it seems like even before that, he just had I think Malachi felt like Ro was closer to him for some reason. I think maybe because how successful he was, his looks, everybody ain't attracted to Anthony though. But I think that's what it is because he did ruin the marriage. You ain't lying. He stopped the wedding. So that would do it. But even before that, I think he had a little bit of jealousy towards Anthony. But Mike, cool. Wayne, cool. Yeah, you ain't lying. I had to think about that. He did stop that wedding. I guess because I always listen to him talk about that light-skinned boy. I'm like, why is he so against Anthony and his light skin? Stop being a colorist, Malachi. Stop being a colorist. Malachi said he got every right to do and say whatever he wants when it comes to Anthony. He ain't lying, though. You right, Stephon. Somebody come and stand up at your wedding and his wife is sitting right there? Man, that's why I said I do believe that Anthony, at the end of the day, even though I still don't think that's his baby with Shayla, but we know how that goes. It might end up being, and it might end up being like D. You remember D found out that little 10-year-old girl isn't his? So at the end of the day, for right now, the baby is his. But even though he has that baby with Shayla, I think if Ro put her foot down, I think he'll drop Shayla. Like Shayla probably, she wouldn't even have to threaten her with, I'm going to tell Amber. She could just say, leave him alone. I think she could, because Anthony is so, Shayla talking about get back to Mr. Dalton, where he's supposed to be all stern and hardcore businessman, like Victor Newman type, like businessman or whatever. Kind of like put me in the mind of Dee's dad, like have that power, but in a business sense, a legit business sense. But when Amber cried, look for him, and Shayla was wanting him then. Even when he stood up at Rose's wedding, Shayla wanted Anthony. So when she did finally put her foot down, she didn't even see him. She didn't know for a fact that he was in the house. What did he do? He brought his little butt down those stairs to the door and walked out with his head tucked, like he was taking his little basketball home. So, when Amber put her foot down, Anthony moved. And I just feel like Amber need to get like that. But see, Amber ain't gonna be talking about putting no foot down. Amber gonna be talking about putting the hammer down at the bank. Amber gonna take him. And Amber told Shayla and Shayla's mama. So they just plan on breaking Anthony because Amber told them. And maybe it just went in one ear and out the other because Shayla was pregnant. But Amber told them he cheat if he want to. She gonna run him up and through there. She said it. But see, Shayla and her mom are so shady. They don't care nothing about Anthony. They thinking, well, she's gonna do that, but as long as he got enough money for us. That's what they're thinking. He gonna have enough money for him and that baby, but he ain't gonna be like Shayla's mama really thinks she's about to be like a queen sitting on the throne. She really has it in her head that if she could get Anthony and Shayla together, she will be well taken care of. She's gonna sit on the throne. Her husband knows what she's about. She really thinks that. But she gotta remember, Anthony is a very, very, I guess, wealthy businessman. But even Anthony starts to have limits. Remember when Shayla was starting to get a little expensive? Shayla was starting to get a little expensive. And I know even if he can handle it, he still didn't want to give his money to Shayla and she's with Mike. But look, he didn't want to give as much because you got a man now. So it's just all about his baby. So while Shayla and her mom thinking, okay, we can get Anthony. Yeah, you probably can. You probably can't even marry Anthony. But when you marry him, best believe he gonna only come with half of what he got. Amber a little crazy to remember what happened when when Wayne broke up with Amber. Amber a little crazy to remember what happened when Wayne broke up with Amber. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is. And then she loved Anthony way more than she loved Wayne, I think. At this point she does, I think. At this point she does. But you know what, Stephon? With Anthony acting the way that he acts, you know, Amber's gonna start to fall out of love at some point too. Amber's going to fall. Did I say Anthony? Amber's going to fall out of love at some point. And that's why I hope they get exposed before that happens. Like, we don't need her to fall out of love and then he get exposed. We need her to fall in love right now. But see, even if she's not in love with him, when she find out him and Shayla, all this time, all these people who know, oh, she could be hating him. And she find out, they could be divorced. He could finagle his way out of that marriage right now without her learning about Shayla till after the fact. And guess what? Amber's still gonna clock her. She gonna clock him. She's still gonna clock him. Because that's what I think Anthony's gonna do. I think Anthony's gonna find a way to just make Amber want to leave him. Get a divorce, and that way she won't take him for more. Because if she finds out about Shayla, oh baby, she's gonna try to take him for more than half. And she gonna have every right. And that baby, little David, he's entitled to just as much as Shayla's baby. Because you know, adopted kids, in the eyes of the law, are kids. They're your kids. They're just as entitled to anything your natural kids are entitled to. Your biological kids. Your natural born kids, once you're adopting a child, that's the whole big thing about adoption. Once you adopt a child, no matter the age, once you adopt a child, they're entitled to everything that your biological kids are entitled to. So, yeah. So with Shayla, you got a whole family with Shayla, you got a whole family with Amber. But the difference is Amber has the marriage license, the marriage certificate. Amber has the marriage certificate. So Amber has the stock. You and Amber have businesses together. Shayla, just fall back. Just fall back. Because you know how she is, Stephon. She's money hungry. She should just fall back. Because by the time Amber gets done taking Anthony up and through there, Anthony gonna have enough money for him, for Amber and David, himself, and Kai. He ain't gonna have the money that Shayla and her mama thinking he gonna have. He ain't gonna have that kind of money like that. And and I ain't gonna say he won't be able to make it, but he's sitting up there telling Amber, like, if we want this, we gotta work hard. Your butt gonna be working. He gonna be working. He is going to be working hard. He gonna be trying to get so many business deals and acquire so many properties to flip, and all kinds of flips. So I love the Country Wayne skits. They're great. But right now, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. I kind of just want to stop watching Amber, Anthony, and Shayla. And just when it all comes out, I'd rather just go back and catch up. Just go back and catch up. I'm more into Sarah, DC, and Erica. And Erica's new boo. I'd rather see that stuff. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see Mike, his grandparents, their whole family. I'd rather see Sonny and Rashad. Because you know Rashad gonna have a fit. You know what? Mike might not even tell him. He might not even tell him, but Sonny might tell him. See, Sonny gonna be a problem. Sonny gonna be a problem. I think Sonny is going to something ain't right about Sonny. She acts like a good friend to Shayla, But I think she enjoyed that. I think she's happy that Mike did that. And then she's gonna feel like she don't really owe Shayla anything, because look at Shayla. Shayla has proven what type of friend, type of person she is. She hasn't proven what type of friend she is, because Sonny doesn't know that the married man is her best friend's husband, but she's proven what type of woman she is. So if Sonny does end up with Mike, what can Shayla say? Mike used to date Amber. I don't care if it was in high school. And Amber did feel a way about her going behind her. And like her sister said, it's like, do you just want Amber's life? Like all of her exes? Do you just want her life? So, if Sonny did sleep with Mike, a lot of people wouldn't be mad, because it's like Shayla doesn't know anything. Remember we were talking about bro code and sis code? Shayla doesn't stand by that. She does not stand by that. So she can't get mad. See, she's going to say Sonny is not a good friend to her, right? And then especially when Sonny finds out that it's supposed to be her best friend's husband. See, right now she just knows he's married. So that says a lot about her character. And Shayla is so obsessed with Sonny judging her. That Sonny always has to say no judgment, no judgment, even though she knows what she did is wrong. So imagine when she finds out that it's supposed to be her best friend's husband. Imagine when she finds that out. So she already see that Shayla is shady, for one, messing with a married man, and get forgiving him, just like when he talked about having the baby with Amber. All he had to do was come over there and sweet talk her. And she's right back looking dumb. Shayla is, they call Dominique bobblehead. Shayla is bobblehead. Bobblehead Shayla. She's the one acting like a bobblehead. Dominique doesn't act like a bobblehead. Dominique just act like somebody who was in love with Mike. But she was sneaking and conniving, but she didn't do the type of stuff that Shayla did. But, I think Sonny and Mike will get together. And Mike over there apologizing to Arby. I do feel like Mike was wrong, because you just went through this with Arby. And now you're going to do Rashad like that, knowing that Rashad is into that girl. And he and Rashad grew up together. So that's crazy. I'm like, Mike doesn't learn anything. He doesn't learn anything. You did this with Arby, and you made an excuse like y'all just partners or whatever. Like, you just really made an excuse. Honestly, he made the excuse because he wanted to know what pregnant stuff was like. Remember? He kept talking about that. And now he's saying that he was stupid. But if you're finally realizing that you were stupid, you apologize again to Arby for what you did. Well, how can you do Rashad like that? See, it's like they write the story so crazy sometimes. How can you haven't learned a thing? Can't wait when Sonny see Mike. I can't wait till they see each other again too. And I hope Sonny tells Rashad. Like, I really hope Sonny tells Rashad. And I like Mike. Hold on, y'all. Okay, he was blasting his music. I like Mike. Mike makes the skits funny. He makes them enjoyable. But at the same time, they are writing him crazy. They writing him weird. They writing him strange. Like, how could you not have learned? You just went through that with Shayla and Arby, as far as you guys being bros, brothers, acquaintances, cool. Rashad is like, y'all grew up together. Because he and Arby didn't grow up together. But he grew up with Rashad, and you turn around and you didn't learn anything from what you did with Arby. Let me see, no, because she liked the kids. Yeah, she did. She liked it. She liked it. But I think she can be messy though. You don't think she'll tell it? I think she can be messy. I don't think Mike is going to tell it. But then again, I don't know. Mike might go ahead and tell it. I don't think he's going to tell it. Mike is like that little boy that just keep getting his ass in trouble, knowing he shouldn't do it. You know how, like, when you're a kid and you get in trouble? Yeah, you know you shouldn't do it, but you're a kid, so you don't have the restraint like you should, but like you will when you become an adult. So if you at school, like if you know your mama tell you don't take nothing from nobody, ain't nobody letting you have nothing, unless it's the teacher, the principal, the adult, something like that. Like, don't you take those other things from those other little kids. unless the teacher is aware of it. Like, if somebody says, I let him have my pencil, make sure that you know that the teacher knows about it. Well, Mike is that little boy that, in a grown man's body, that he knows it's wrong, but he gonna do it anyway. Like, people in life like that. They know that what they're doing is wrong, but they do it anyway. So what's going to happen is, probably like you said, Stefan, she's not going to tell it because she low-key liked it. And Mike, remember when they first came, Mike was checking her out. Because he was just a man being a man. But still, he was checking her out. Now that she's single, now that he's single, why not? So he was checking her out. And she probably was checking Mike out. Because remember, she hadn't been getting none. Her husband was doing his thing. And they just got rid of her husband. Just got rid of him. So, my thing is, why does Mike not learn anything? Like, he doesn't learn anything. Now, he don't like being cheated on. I will say that. He'll stand on it. As far as, like, getting cheated on and stuff, he doesn't like that. He'll stand on, like, with Dominique. He stood on that. It took him, they had to go through all this stuff that's happened with him being with somebody else and him and Dominique being apart for a while. And he gave her another chance. But he stood on that, not taking her back for a long time after she cheated. Remember, it seems like as soon as she just said, well, forget it, he ain't taking me back, then he got hurt. And all of a sudden, you want to be back with Dominique. But, I think he does have feelings for Dominique because Mike gets jealous. He gets really jealous over Dominique. And then you got people like Malachi saying, she's the one for you. She's a good girl. So I think that he has strong feelings for Dominique. But she was right not to take him back, like time he and Shayla broke up. Not time they broke up. That wouldn't have been good. Let me see. You think Mike's cousin girl going to sneak in Mike's room? Mm-hmm. Grandpa said Mike's slow. He sure did. He sure said he's slow. He sure did. He sure said he was slow. He sure did. I think she will. And see, like Mike, see, that's what I'm saying. He acts so slow. Like, okay, you gave Dominique the business. And of course, Dominique cheated, right? Sometimes a person can cheat and they can be forgiven quickly. Sometimes it takes a person a while. They even may go through other relationships like Mike did. He went through another relationship. So, and sometimes they never get back together. But even though she set it up so that Shayla couldn't go to Korea, Dominique was still behind that. So even though she did all that, still, she was right not to take him back right after they broke up. And Mike is so slow. Why? Out of all the girls in Atlanta, why her? And see, he talking about, oh, she just take him this. She just put stuff on the books. You know how many girls he got doing that? Well, don't you know that more likely the one that you choose to mess with is going to be the one that he's really into? That's just how it works. It's almost like the law of gravity. If you drop it and nothing catches it, it's going to fall to the floor, ground catches it. So it's just like a law of gravity. Out of all the girls, if they said pick the girl with the $1 million in the suitcase, 9 times out of 10, you're going to pick the one with the $10 in the suitcase. If they say pick the girl with your cousin's picture in it, you're going to end up picking the girl with your cousin's picture in it because that ain't what's supposed to happen. That shouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she's pregnant. I hope not. I'm tired of those pregnancy storylines. I hope not. Anything's possible in Wayne's world. But I hope not. That'll just be too much. And then that'll be too much on Mike. Mike's too immature. He's too immature. That'll be too much. And he's too immature. Like, he can stand on business when it comes to not taking you back for cheating. Then when the one he decides to stick with, everybody's telling him she ain't no good, but he's being resistant. It's like, like I say, he's just like the little bad boy. If you say don't, he does it. If you say it ain't good for you, he gonna try it anyway. He's just like the little bad boy that grew up into a man doing the same stuff. It's just, a lot of adults are like that. You could be getting good advice from people who care about you and who know the situation or know the person. But no, you're going to be the one to change them. You're going to be the one that make them do good. You're going to be the one that makes them do right. You know, it's almost like if you're already in a relationship and the relationship is like horrible, everybody knows and people know it. The more you try to get them apart or tell him or her that the other person's no good, the more they hang in there and try to make it work. And then when everybody leaves them alone, whatever happens, happens. And that's usually when they'll end up splitting. Mike is that person where you just can't, like, he's got to do what's not right, even if he feels like it's not right. If half of him wants it, he's gonna go for it. So he's not mature enough. I hope she's not pregnant, because he's definitely not mature enough. He's not mature enough to handle it. I think because Dominique, I'm loving it, like looking at Remy Ma and Pap. It is entertaining. It is entertaining. And you know what? All these years, everybody used to holler relationship goals, couples goals. Like I was telling Local in the chat, I think, you know, when you see people with a good relationship, with a great relationship, it doesn't mean it's a perfect relationship. And sometimes all up through the industry, just like in a community, oh, that couple is so this, that couple is so that. You don't know what those people are dealing with. And sometimes just that stress of hearing relationship goals, couples goals, oh, he do this and he do that. Sometimes that can become so stressful that can pull people apart. Sometimes that can become so stressful that can pull people apart. And you mean, you know, yeah, Pap waited for her. But I'm like, I used to always say, do they think that man ain't never touched a woman while that lady was locked up? They got to be out of their mind. Now, I ain't saying it's impossible. I ain't saying he couldn't have done it. But does everybody really think that Papoose didn't touch another lady during those years that Remy Ma was locked up? Like, come on now. Do they really think that he didn't touch another woman? And for all we know, that it could have been like an arrangement, an agreement. Like, okay, you can deal with whoever, but just don't be all, because they were still supposed to be a couple. He said he was going to stick by her. So they could have came to an agreement like, look, you can deal with other people. Don't be out here dealing with no trash, with no anything. So, but you got to make sure that they understand. Because, you know, if you're dealing with anything, they probably don't care. But that's not safe. It's not safe to deal with other people, period. You know, some people are just out there and you know they wilding. But other people, just because they're not wilding doesn't mean that they're safe. I can't stand to hear a person say, man, I messed with her. Was she clean? She clean? How you know? Did you go to the local health department with her? Did you go to her doctor's appointment? How do you know he's clean? Did you go to the health department with him? Did you go to the doctor's appointment? Have you guys went and done this? You just don't know, you know? So it can be somebody who does that for a living. And yeah, they can be completely clean. And it can be somebody who is prim, proper, not wild, hadn't had a lot of guys, hadn't had a lot of ladies. And things can still happen, you know? You never know what a person's been through. So it just irks me when I hear people say, oh, she clean. And I do hear men say that more. I ain't gonna lie. But men say it more, but women act on it the same. They act on it about the same. Because women, you know, they want to trust their mates, or they want to trust the person that they're getting to know so much. They want to trust that he's not dealing with anybody else. And so they lay down the wrong way, you know? So men are just more likely to say it. But men and women do it. Hey, Lakeitha. Hey, Lines Pride in chat. Hey, Lakeitha, we ain't here just talking about men, women, Country Wayne. You know, Stefan be having me over here talking about Country Wayne. Look, Stefan laughing. So, you know, I hope that girl is not pregnant. I hope she's not pregnant. I hope they don't write it like that. We got too many people having babies, people not having babies, people supposed to be pregnant, they're not pregnant, people not supposed to be pregnant, they are pregnant. It's just too much. It's too much. Look, keep the laughing at stuff. It's too much, y'all. It's too much. Mike is not mature enough. And then that would be something, Mike. I think, wait a minute, Mike. When you said, do I think she's pregnant, did you mean his cousin's girlfriend or did you mean Dominique? Because I have to remember that I think he and Dominique slept together. And Dominique is supposed to be trying to have a baby at some point. So did you mean Dominique or did you mean his cousin's girlfriend? See, Mike out here just wilding out. Mike out here, look, Mike got 3 potential baby mamas. Cause you ain't no telling what could happen. Ain't no telling what could happen. It's just like, I don't know, like we was talking about Remy Ma and Papoose, but what about a little Scrappy? Had a threesome and the girl ended up getting pregnant who was supposed to be the extra. Woo, child. These people be doing the most. Scrappy too old for to be doing that now. You know, anybody too old to be doing that. You up here wilding out. You get with 2 ladies. You and your girl, y'all together. She bring an extra person in, and the extra person gets pregnant. I was like, what in the world? What in the entire world? That's crazy. Korean trip. I'm talking about. Oh, okay, because yeah, okay. Because I wasn't sure if you were talking about. I had thought about it. I had assumed you were talking about his girlfriend's. His cousin's girlfriend. But yeah, Dominique. You know what? I think Dominique might be pregnant. Y'all hear my weenie dog, my little weenie dog friend barking? I hadn't seen him in so long. He loud too. Look, I hadn't seen him in so long, y'all. Look at him. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Okay, y'all, I had put it on mute because he started barking louder. He ain't seen me in a while, y'all. He be barking like they be. I'm telling y'all, they be talking about those little dogs. Man, those little dogs bite just like those big dogs. I know him now. I'm not scared of him, but I don't do dogs. Shoot, you got to be careful with the dogs you know. It's kind of like people. You got to be careful with the people that you know, let alone the ones you don't know. You got to be careful with the dogs you don't know. You got to be careful with the ones that you do. I hope Mike didn't sleep both them girls rapping. I hope not. Because Mike been wilding. So I at least hope that he's had that much sense. Because there was something else. And then Mike out here being reckless. Because, you know, the other girl's boyfriend pulled up on him. So Mike out here being reckless. He out here being too reckless. Y'all, it's been 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm about to get off here. Thank you, Stefan, so much. You know we always got to touch base with our Country Wayne stuff, okay? The Country Wayne commentary, the Country Wayne perspectives, the Country Wayne insight, the Country Wayne, just the Country Wayne, just the foolishness of Country Wayne. The foolishness of Country Wayne. We always have to tap on it. We got to tap on that. But yeah, I honestly am. I'm trying to resist. And it's honestly not hard to resist watching them because it's so boring. It's so boring. Anthony, Mike, and I mean not Mike, Anthony, Shayla, and Amber. It's so boring. I'm just trying to resist them until the truth comes out. And when the truth comes out, and then you'll realize it because guess what? In the other skits, they talk about them in the other skits. I like watching Latasi and Philip and his mom. I'd rather just watch that. I like watching those. Yeah, why you going to bring them to your house? That was crazy. Exactly. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. I'd rather, I'm going to just kind of, watch Sarah, DC, Erica, and her new man. And somebody did make a good point, like, we got to make sure that Erica's new man wasn't sent there by Dee's father. Because, they kind of left that storyline with her father open. He's alive, but he had issues with Dee's father. So we got to figure out what's going on with that. For all we know, they kept messing with her and stuff. So who knows? That new guy could be sent by Dee's father. So we got some other stuff that's more exciting, some other stuff that's more interesting. They be eating all in the other skits talking about they tired of Amber now. Everybody be all in the other skits talking about they tired of Anthony, Amber, and Shayla. I'm tired of them. And then this new guy just pops up. He got to have some type of agenda. He has to have something to just bring, what just brings him to Atlanta from Philadelphia? They might be on to something with that. Hopefully Dee's father didn't send him, but he may have. He may have. He may have. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Okay. Y'all know what time it is, right? Don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, grab your grip and go. Grab your grip and go. Get up out of there. Leave, 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 leave. Okay? Don't stay anywhere where you're miserable, okay, or uncomfortable, or unhappy, or you got to wonder if you're welcome or wonder if it's welcoming. Just don't stay there. And don't allow anybody to come into your lounge, into your place, into your space, into your ecosystem, all right? You want to keep all things equal in your ecosystem. You want to keep a nice equilibrium in your ecosystem. And the ecosystem of your mind, body, heart, and soul. You want to keep things as equal as possible, okay? Even though all things can't always be equal, you don't need any outside influences, right? Yes, Lakeitha, yes, you got to, we all have an ecosystem, right? We all have an ecosystem, just like a rainforest, just like a tropical forest. And you want to keep things as equal as possible. When it gets upset a little bit, then you get open to more stress, being sick, taking longer to get over a cold, taking longer to get over a flu, God forbid you get any of them. Stress, extra stress. So the stress that's definitely not even qualified. Some stress ain't even qualified to be with you, okay? Especially when it comes from other outside sources. Everybody has their own stress that they have to deal with, that they can't control. You're gonna have to deal with it though, right? So some of the stresses that you can control, leave those stresses outside of your ecosystem. Try to keep all things equal as possible. Keep the equilibrium as equal as possible. So if you find yourself somewhere and things aren't comfortable for you, they aren't conducive to your growth or just your sanity, your peace, leave. And if those things come into your place, into your lounge, into your area, your spot, your platform, there's nothing wrong with putting it out, okay? Put it out. Lakeitha says, be safe, be blessed, everyone. Thank you, Lakeitha. Thank you. Be blessed, be safe as well. Everybody that came through this live, Lakeitha, Stefan, Shawanda, anybody who came through it, Betty from Retirement Days, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. And again, if you feel down, because this is that time of year, just try to find something new to do to lift your spirits, all right? And I'm not telling you this because I got everything perfect, because I don't. I'm telling you this because I'm telling myself that as well. Sometimes we have to find things to do to lift our spirits, right? To get us out of those slumps. Sometimes we think back on things that we did before that we're not happy about, and it puts us in a little slump. Sometimes we think about things that happened to us that we had no control of, that somebody else may have did to us, and it puts us in a slump. Sometimes we think about loved ones who are no longer here. Think about the good times and the memories. Allow that to help you out of the slump, okay? Do new things to try to keep you out of those slumps. And actually, it's okay to do things that you used to do, right? If it's something that you used to do that made you happy, that kept you motivated, that kept you busy in a good, positive way, and you used to do it 10 years ago and you haven't done it in a while, start back doing some of those things that you used to do that kept you happy. Do some of the things that you used to do that have you in a good mood, Do some things that you don't even think would help. I talked about coloring yesterday. Y'all, coloring is a big thing. Sometimes it's like just straight up coloring. I mean, just a regular old box of Crayola crayons on a coloring book. And sometimes it's just like the painting, like the sipping paints, that type of art. And sometimes it's just drawing. Even if you know you can't draw, just try. The relaxation is just the utilization of the pencil, okay? That's the relaxing part of it. It's just utilizing the pencil. You know you can't draw, but you're trying. So do things that you used to do that kept you happy that you haven't done in a while. Do some new things. But whatever you do, make sure that you practice safety, as much safety as possible. All right? Exercise if you haven't. course, make sure that you consult your healthcare providers to make sure that you know your numbers, know where you are health-wise, know your fitness level, because fitness and health go hand in hand, but they can be a little bit different. All of your numbers can look great, but how fit are you, right? Remember, do you want to park at the very first part where you drive around and waste all your gas so that you can park in park 1 through 10 when you could just park in park 20 or 30 and just walk? You ain't got to run. You ain't got to walk fast. Just walk. Just stroll. That'll get you started on the walk. Learn to just take the easy walks. The easy walks are the ones when you go to the store. You know, sometimes we'll go and walk the mall because we just want to look around and browse. Think about it as that. Go to a strip mall. Go to an outside mall and just walk around. Start that way. And then start to pick up your pace. Okay? So, I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. And y'all know why. Because without peace, there can certainly be chaos. Without positivity, there can certainly be negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live and roam, right? You don't, I won't say you won't prosper, but a lot of times you won't prosper to your fullest potential. Be aware of the wolves in sheep's clothing, okay? Okay? Be kind, be nice to people who you can be nice and kind to. And to those that you can't, go your way and let them go their way, right? Right? But in being kind, don't be gullible. In being kind, don't be gullible. Don't be gullible. Remember, self first. Selfishness is not always a negative word. You got to practice self-care, self-love, self-commitment, self-preservation, self-control. So, and a lot of times, practice selfishness, right? You want to be as good mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually as possible so that you can take care of your family, right? We always put family first, most of us, but we got to learn to put self first so that you can put family first, right? Make it like make God first, you and family, okay? Make it like God is A, you are B. Or God is 1, you are 2A. Your family's 2A and a half, if you want to say it, right? And if you want to make family 2A and you 2B, just make sure that there are times when you flip that and you're 2A to take care of yourself so that you can take care of them. And on that note, I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lion's Pride. Hopefully that will be tomorrow. Y'all have a safe and wonderful rest of your Sunday, rest of your weekend. And thank you guys for being here. Again, I truly, truly do appreciate you. Stefan, bro, thank you again for the super chat. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.